Hi, it's Alison from Silicon Bullet here, but this is going to be an update on my keto fitness journey. It's not such a beautiful day today. It's raining a little bit. It's one of those days where it's a bit too warm to put your coat on, but it's a bit too wet to go out without, and I'm probably deafening you with the sound of the wind in my microphone, but I don't have the tech to avoid that, so your choice whether you listen or not. So where are we now? We are July 2021, and I am over 2 years into my keto journey. Well, 3 years really. 6 months on, 7 months off, huge weight gain. Now 2 years on. Just look at this, beautiful. Look, see for miles, the wind farm's up there. See for miles across where all the rain and clouds and things are, but it's still beautiful. And then me and my dog Daisy out for our walk. There you go. So yeah, I hit my target of being 10 stone something instead of 11 stone something at Christmas, and since then I've been maintaining. For the first few months I was bobbing up above 11 stone, and that was really depressing and I found that really hard, but now I've managed to basically wavering the same 2 pounds on off around 10 stone 10 stone 12, something like that. And but I've relaxed a bit. You know, when you start your keto journey, I had to be really, really strict. I knew that it was a really slippery slope if I started to think I could do it part-time and have days off and, in inverted commas, treats, meaning sugary things and high carb things and processed things. And for me, it was just best to knock all of that out. And it was really easy, as I said before, it was really easy during lockdown. Oh, let's lift this off for a bit. Yeah, when the sun's out, it's nice. So it was really easy during lockdown because I was in control. So now we're allowed out and we can mix a little bit. And I'm no longer quite so much in control. But what I can do is I can be prepared. When I'm at home, though, I can make myself really delicious meals that I absolutely love, that are fit with my way of life. You know, I absolutely love things like cauliflower and broccoli bake, fathead pizza dough, pasties made with fathead dough, lasagna made with cheese without any pasta in it. You know, there's all sorts of things. And then, you know, pork belly, good quality sausages, bacon and eggs. When you go away to somebody else's house, you're obviously reliant on what they're having. And I could be prepared, and that's fine. So when I went to visit some friends and they were talking about eating lots of chocolate, I made sure I made myself some really lovely chocolate sweets with 85% chocolate, Werther's Originals and double cream to make these caramel chocolates, and I made sure I took those with me so that when they are having Cadbury's or chocolate, I can have my chocolate. And then this weekend, I took my own low carb bread that I make as well. So when they're having, you know, they're having cheese and ham and dips and things, then I just cut my little bread up so it looked like a little mini breadstick with the little rounds of bread, and I was able to have that with the others and join in and not feel like you're a bit weird or a bit odd or antisocial, and you can be sociable. And then this weekend we went to a friend's 50th and they've got a new pizza oven. So I thought, that's cool, that's fine. I can take my own pizza base. And I don't have to eat their pizza, and that's what I did. I took a pizza base, I took a couple of extra bread rolls with me, and I've bought some kind of pork scratching type crisps as a treat, so that never been any good with raw vegetables and things and dipping them, but you know, when you'd having in a social situation and other people are having crisps and nibbles, I had some chicken skin crisps and some pork scratching type crisps, so that I could grab those and I could still have crisps and dip and feel a bit sociable. The problem I had was, oh my god, their pizza looked delicious. Oh, it looked so nice. Our friend had made his own pizza base, so it didn't have lots of sugar in and it wasn't processed and it was made by hand. And oh, it just looked and smelt heavenly. And I ate the pizza that I had brought with me. And normally one of those pizzas, because you know, when you're fat adapted and when you're eating high fat, low carb, you don't need as big meals, you don't eat as much. But I'd eaten my pizza base, I didn't have another one with me, and oh god, I wanted that pizza. I so did. And you know, I mentally beat myself up, and I think I made myself look a bit of a twonk in front of my friends, because in the end I was like, look, I'm going to eat some of the pizza. And then they made some really delicious pita breads, again, you know, made at home, only 3 ingredients, but it does have wheat flour in it, and I know that can be inflammatory. I had some of that as well with garlic butter on it. Oh, it was nice. And do you know what? I didn't feel ill. I didn't have any after effects. Put a couple of pounds on the scales. But then when I came home, those couple of pounds disappeared again. And all that mental anguish, it's kind of over nothing. Although I think if I had been more relaxed, I'd have probably eaten more of it. So the fact that I had my pizza first and filled myself up with that, it meant that I was just happy with just, you know, a little snippet or a couple of mouthfuls of the other stuff. And it's just food. It's not going to do me any harm. It's not part of my plan, but I just want to live a little. They'd also made some delicious home-cooked cookies, which were full of sugar. And I have to admit, the next day I had a cup of tea and 2 cookies before we left. And they were very, very sweet, but ever so delicious. But it's what this does with playing with your head, because my head is now saying, oh, well, I can eat these things and that's fine. And I don't get any after effects. And so why am I restricting my diet generally? But I have to remember why I started this journey in the first place. I started it to eat foods to reduce inflammation. I've had rheumatoid arthritis since I was very young. I go through periods of bad inflammation and not. And for this last 2 years, following keto way of life, I've had less painful times. Although holding this phone up, blooming hurts my shoulder, but I have less aches and pains. I'm more active. I'm coming out and walking my dog and doing 10k steps every day. I am prolonging the life of my hip replacement. I've had it for 14 years now, and I want it to last as long as possible before I need another one. I've just hit 50 and I'm fitter and lighter than I've been since I got married. I think I was about 11 stone when I got married. I then had 2 babies. I put on about 2 stone with each baby, and I was very unhealthily overweight. And a byproduct of eating the less inflammatory products and the high fat, low carb has been weight loss as well, which means there's less pressure on my hip. But it's just kind of a juxtaposition between keeping the willpower going for 80, 90, 90% of the time and eating those foods that I know fit in with my plan, that are delicious, that I can make. So I have just thrown some courgettes, and I'm going to make some leek and courgette soup when I get back, and then I will serve it up with, because that doesn't have a lot of protein in it and I need protein first, I'm going to put this idea from the Keto Fitness Club, a couple of poached eggs in it, and probably a slice or two of bacon because I do love my bacon. But the bulk will be the leek and courgette soup with courgettes grown in my very own garden. And the leeks are growing and doing well now. So it's remembering why I'm doing this. Remembering that I can go with friends and do things, and if it's not convenient to, I can go off plan for a day or two, as long as 90-95% of the time, and when I'm at home and I'm in control, I stay on plan. So still skipping those aisles in the supermarket which have got all the processed foods in, definitely skipping the chocolate and crisps aisle, and being kind to myself, staying accountable, I suppose, in a way, doing these videos, chatting with the people in the Keto Fitness Club, which I'll put a link in the comments for, because it's their support that got me here in the first place. And I have to admit, now that I am maintaining and getting out more, I am joining less cooking classes, I'm joining less Zooms, I'm not needing the group as more myself, but just popping in occasionally with snippets of story or answering questions so that I can give back some of the support that I have taken over the last 3 years with Mark and the crew. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I also, see, this is the start of the slippery slope, but honestly, this isn't going to happen all the time. I went and met a friend for lunch on Tuesday, and there wasn't really much I could sub on the menu. So I had pork belly on a bed of mashed potato, and oh god, it was nice. It came with a load of applesauce, that was too sweet, so I left that, but the pork belly and the mashed potato was heavenly. Then I did have a pudding as well. So that's the first time I've been out and had a main course and a pudding. And the next day, the scales hadn't gone up at all, and I didn't have any extra aches and pains from inflammation. So it's like, oh, got away with that. But you know, if I did that every day, if I did that day in and day out, if I wasn't keto a high percentage of the time and fat adapted, so that I will, you know, returning to it the next day, doing my 16/8 fasts. Like, what time is it now? Nearly 12 o'clock. And the last time I ate was half seven yesterday evening. And then I'm going to go back now and make my soup and have that. So 2 meals a day with a fast from the evening until lunchtime the next day. If I was having these treats every day, then I would not be fat adapted, and I would not get away with it. And I know from past history, the weight would pile on, and I would have to start calorie counting, tracking. And I do not want to go back to all that stuff. So that's my update. We have we're calling it Keto Festival in August in Northamptonshire. Not sure, there might be tickets still available. Mark Brereton and the crew of Keto Fitness Club are planning it all for us. There's going to be cooking demonstrations. There was going to be a talk from the Unwins, who are GPs and very well educated in keto and know all the medical stuff. And then there's going to be an evening meal and a disco in the evening where all the food and all the catering, everything there is going to be on plan. It's all going to be keto and low carb. Can't wait. And that's the third weekend in August. So if you are in the UK and you're looking for a tribe to support you and help you in learning and doing low carb, then please look us up, follow the link that I'll put in the comments, and come and join us in the Keto Fitness Club, and tell them that you saw Ali on YouTube. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.